Today we are going to try and replicate Jose Mourinho's treble winning season with Inter Milan whilst we're doing a 5-year rebuild. A fantastic season, and obviously Inter Milan, they did win the league a couple of seasons ago, but then AC Milan, their rivals,
took over again.
They pinched it in Serie A last season. So before we do that, we have today's video sponsor, and it is Raid Shadow Legends. Today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is the greatest mobile game of all time, and Raid has over 600 champions now, all with unique factions for you to enjoy. Speaking of factions, my favorite is the High Elves. They have an awesome backstory protecting humans and defeating orcs when they attack the continent in huge hordes. But things went south when the Lord of Darkness, Sirov, convinced a group of elves to go evil and attack the kingdom, leading into civil war which almost ended the elves completely. But Aravia survived, they had their own rebuild, and is now stronger than ever. My favorite elf champion has to be Queen Eva. Just look at how badass she looks, but not only that, she has the skill that resets the cooldowns on all of her other skills if she kills an enemy, meaning you can fly through waves of attack, constantly resetting her nuke after every turn if she is built properly, making her one heck of a champion. And this month is huge for Raid, with the release of the brand new faction, the Sylvan Watchers, including some amazing new champions, Forest Elves, Ents, and Druids. They are here and I cannot wait to summon them in Raid Shadow Legends. Raid's got a full lineup of events along with a new season of the Forge Pass where you can get your hands on some of the most powerful gear the game has ever seen. Also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get your exclusive rewards in Raid right now. And this is the best time to get started in Raid. And if you click my link at the top of the description or scan my QR code, you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Ina, 200k silver, 1 energy refill and 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get into the game. And all the bonuses will be waiting for you here. So make sure to use the QR code or my links at the top of the description, and all of this treasure will be waiting for you. Right, welcome back. Now, I haven't actually made any signings. We do have a little bit of a transfer budget, but Robin Gosens is at the club already on loan. He will be joining permanently. But I guess we can take this chance and have a look at the signings that Inter Milan had made over the summer, including the Ajax goalkeeper on a free transfer. Not bad. Mkhitaryan from Roma. Yeah. That was a weird one in my eyes. And a Serbi as well, on loan from Lazio. One of the good centre-backs, 34 years of age, a lot of experience. Obviously, they had some kind of like money troubles over the summer, and they were trying to offload players, and obviously they brought in Lukaku on loan, who joins us now. You might have seen something quite funny there. He has played 3 games so far and scored 12 goals. That's more than what he scored last season in 3 games.
Could he?
Unbelievable. He only scored 8 last year. He got 12 already in 3. So yeah, I mean, in his contract there isn't a loan to buy option. So if he does really well, he's going to cost a fortune anyway. This might be the only season we can actually use him.
To be honest, I couldn't imagine Chelsea putting that into his contract, could you?
No, probably not.
After spending that much money to buy him, then lending him back.
Yeah, a bit of a weird transfer situation he's going to have even this summer, isn't it? Let's take a look then at the tactic that I'm using, which obviously happened to score 12 goals with Lukaku. It's kind of like what they actually play. Yeah. Because it's a 3-5-2, which I think Conte used quite a lot with Inter Milan when they actually won the title. Yeah. They have perfect players for it. They've got a really good amount of centre-backs. That ball-win midfielder is perfect for Brozovic, who I think is a world-class midfielder, really solid defender. It's a defensive midfielder. And of course, we've got 2 defensive wingers here. We've got Dumfries, who can play on the right with Darmian as backup. There's quite a few players who can play there. And Robin Gosens, who I mentioned already. And DeMarco is not a bad backup at all. In fact, he's incredible.
I think any squad would take him, really.
Yeah, I watched an Inter Milan match the other day with, I think Gosens was that injured, so DeMarco played. Best player on the pitch. Yeah. Best player on the pitch. We've got the centre midfielder on attack role, which is good for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, one of my all-time favourite players because of how good he was at free kicks in the Bundesliga. But he has come across to Italy, and he's played really well for both Milan teams now, so he's there. But also the Carrilero is a really good role for Nicolo Barella, who is another another world-class midfielder, and in real life, in form as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, Lukaku's going to play up top in that target forward role alongside Lautaro Martinez. And as backup, we have got Correa and we've got Eden Dzeko. And that, again, is not bad for backups, is it?
I mean, Eden Dzeko, there's never a striker anybody would take, really, wouldn't they, in their squad?
I agree. So, obviously, we have been scoring a lot of goals because Lukaku's been on fire, but who's it been against?
Look at Juventus' result.
Oh, yes. Now, we've played 3 tricky games, I think, in the Serie A, and we've done very well. 5-2 against Fiorentina. Lukaku got himself 4. Then he got a hat-trick against Roma, and then he scored 5. Is it 5 or 4? It is 5 against Juventus in an 8-2 victory.
I mean, you just go by those 3 results there, you'd think we should win the league after beating them.
We bloody should, yeah. I mean, the tricky game is up next. It's the Milan derby right after we end the transfer window. So
we were talking about Milan. Who come first?
What, as in, were created first?
Yeah.
I think it was AC.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
AC Milan were formed in 1899, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they had a thing in there that they would not sign foreign players.
Okay, yeah.
So certain players in the team didn't like that, and people in the management and things like that didn't like that. So what they've done, they broke away from AC Milan and created another team, and they called them International Milan.
International.
Yeah, because they wanted to take in foreign players.
Yeah.
And that's why Inter Milan were formed, really.
Yeah. So, I think it's quite a weird rivalry that they share the same stadium. I always find that a bit bizarre. It happens quite a lot in Italy, actually, because there's obviously Lazio and Roma do exactly the same. That's a fierce rivalry.
1947, I think it is. So it hadn't been right from the beginning.
Yeah.
But, 1947. But an interesting thing, they've remodernised the stadium a couple of times.
They're about to knock it down, aren't they?
Yeah, they want to build it quite close, but a little bit further away from where it is now, and more into the town.
Yeah.
They've got an Olympics coming in 2025, I think it is, and then they want to build this new stadium from then on.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see it because I mean, San Siro is one of my all-time favourite stadiums because early 2000s I loved both Milan teams because of the players that were at the clubs. You know, R9s, and then you got the Zlatan era as well where he played for.
We loved that, didn't we?
Yeah, and then Inter Milan at some point where they had like Adriano, AC Milan because I love Kaká.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of times where I've really loved.
There's not many stadiums in Italy that are on the pitch like they are there.
Yeah,
they usually
close.
got a running track around the pitches and that.
Yeah.
So that's why the Italians love going to that stadium because it's so enclosed and all that.
Absolutely. Okay, our Champions League group then. Before it breaks way into the weird format, which a lot of you have been telling me, it is seeded.
Yeah.
But it's still crap.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter to me. PSG, Leipzig, Celtic.
All right.
We should qualify. Leipzig are difficult on this game though.
Are they?
And PSG are obviously PSG.
Got to be in there, yeah.
Yeah. But we've got Lukaku who scored 12 and 3, so we should be fine.
I'd still be disappointed if we don't qualify.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay then, let's simulate this first season and see how we get on. Now, as a first time ever, don't celebrate yet.
Hey, why not? We've
Don't
the league.
celebrate yet. Yes, we are top.
We lost
But
2 games as well, look.
we don't have a champions next to our name yet. Now,
Do they do a
I'm
playoff
as
with them, do they?
confused as what you are. There is, because we're on the amount of points, if we go to the rules and we take a look at league sorting, results between teams.
Ooh.
If team records against other teams on the same points, it will be sorted by the rules in the following order. Goal difference. Now, I don't know why, but we have better goal difference. But I think because it's for the championship, that's not the case, because for some reason, we are playing this game here, which is a playoff. And I've never seen that before.
That could mean, really, that at home we beat them like 2-0, but away we lost 2-0.
It could be. I mean, we could take a look. We can see the results between the two teams on here.
The first one was
see how we get on.
We won 3-2.
So that was right at the start of the season. 2-1. We
2-1.
beat them there.
Right.
So in the other game, we won 3-2. So I'm just as confused as what you are.
Yeah, I don't know now.
No idea. Maybe it says something in the rules that if it's for the championship, it doesn't. So I have no idea why.
Well, so we've got a game to win the league in.
We've got a game to play to win the league. So let's see how we got on. And let's take a look. We won 3-2 in the playoff. So if anybody does have any idea why we played that playoff, whether it's a bug, we might have to report it, then please let me know. But we have Lukaku who scored 2 goals. Dumfries got 1. We went 3-0 up. They scored 2 late on, and we went down to 10 men when Barella got himself sent off. It was a very difficult game, and our defense did not play that well. Got a couple of 6.4s and a 6.2 in there. Not great, but we still prevailed, and we still won the league. Now, what about other competitions? Coppa Italia, the Champions League. How did we get on? Right, so the Italian Cup semi-final. There's a bug with the fact that the Champions League disappears in the first season all the time. So we can go back and take a look. Barcelona won in extra time against Bayern in the final. Did we make the semis? We did not. Quarter-final exit was what we had against Bayern Munich. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But the semi-final exit to Napoli in the Italian Cup, which Lazio beat Napoli in the final, but we won the league. That's kind of a good thing. Yeah, good start. Lukaku scored 57 in just 43, and now we don't even get to keep him.
We won't keep him now.
No, we don't get to keep him. I mean, Lautaro Martinez still scored 43 in 52.
That's 100 goals in 2 players.
Yeah, and that's with 14 assists as well.
You're going to do that again, are you?
Çalhanoğlu, that's one of the highest assists I have ever seen.
Yeah.
32, and he's playing centre mid. We don't have a centre attack midfielder. He's just playing centre mid. It just goes to show how good he is at set pieces. He's probably set up half of those goals for Lukaku at least. Yeah. So really good amount. And the wingers, DeMarco got 15 assists, Dumfries got 13, and I think where is our other left mid? Gosens got 9, so almost double figures. So we almost had 3 wingers there getting double figures as well. So really good. Transfer-wise, then, we've got to replace Lukaku now. We've got to find somebody who's going to play in that position. And we've not got a lot of money either to do it. So, and we're losing our goalkeeper, Samir Handanovic, but understandably, he's 38 now. He's gone to Real Sociedad. He is still good, but I think we can do better. Let's go for the second season. Okay, we had £17 million leave the club, but I think it was already a deal that was done before we joined, as well as, of course, the Robin Gosens deal that was already there. But we have signed some players. Let's go in order of price, and we found a replacement for Lukaku. It only cost us £12 million. He's not as good, but it's as good as what I could get in the same similar role as a target forward. And that is Maximiliano Gomez, who is a Uruguayan striker. So we've got a South American strike force now. Now, a very weird transfer that happened in real life is that he moved to Trabzonspor from Valencia after a few bad seasons at Valencia. He was very good at Celta Vigo, as you can see, at 18 and 13. He's gone to Valencia, not done a lot, but Football Manager rated him so highly. Yeah. He got 18 goals in the Turkish league last year, and they sold him to us for 12 million. So his value did not increase to what they would hoped, I guess, but that jump and reach, strength, bravery, composure, finishing and heading, he's a target forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good target forward. His only real weakness is his pace, to be honest, at 12 reach.
He's going to get the supply.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
It's up to him then.
You've got Çalhanoğlu whipping balls in for you. It's deadly. And he's only 27, so he is going to last us for the remainder of this rebuild. Next off, we've got basically a replacement for Brozovic in the future, but you can also play anywhere in midfield, and that's Niklas Sievald. He's an Austrian centre midfielder, 22 years of age. Very much ready for game time, but as a squad player, he's going to be fantastic for us, coming off the bench, replacing people who are injured or tired. And yeah, he did quite well for Salzburg last year, got 6 goals and 8 assists in just 18 games as a centre mid. Really good. It only cost us £13 million. It was a release clause bargain. Centre back though, Eric Garcia from Barcelona, didn't really get a lot of game time, has got good potential on the game. 22 years of age, we spent £25 million. I don't think that's bad.
No.
The thing with Inter Milan is we are playing through at the back, of course, and yes, they do have somebody like Bastoni who is young, but if you do take a look at the rest of the centre-backs, they're closing in on 30, if not already are 30. We lost to Serbi as well. He's gone back to Lazio, so we needed to replace him. Skriniar's 28, De Vries is 31. We needed to bring somebody in at some point. That man is going to be Eric Garcia, and he's probably going to be starting for us as well. We've got Onana, of course, who can play in goal instead of Handanovic. So the Ajax goalkeeper we got on a free, he will now replace. I like him. I do like him. He will replace Handanovic in goal as our number 1. Tactically, there's no point in changing it. We won the league with it, and we scored a hell of a lot of goals with it. So that's what we're going to stick with. So let's take a look at the schedule then. We've played only 1 game, and we played a team which we played in the friendly 7 days before it. I don't know why that was put.
I don't think that would have happened, would it?
No, definitely not. But we beat them 6-2 in the league, so not bad. Good result. Martinez, Gomez both got on the score sheet. Just what you want to see. I think there's 6 different goal scorers as well.
Yeah.
One of them don't go. That's the perfect start of the season, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
The only thing I've been better with it is a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, 6 new goal scorers, perfect. Our Champions League group's difficult, though. Sorry, I was going to cut you off. What were you about to say?
I was just about to say that what Inter Milan, the first team in Italy to do.
I have no idea.
You nearly touched it earlier with talking about Jose Mourinho.
Win the treble?
Win the treble, yeah. The proper treble, as we know the treble.
Yeah.
Your
cup,
your league, your keep, and the Champions League.
Yeah.
And they've done that in 2010 with Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
It's funny because he joined in 2008, and he actually won the league and the cup, I think it was, in his first season.
Mm-hmm.
Second season, I wasn't too sure about, but the third season, which is 2010, everything, and then he left to go to Real Madrid. Then, So,
and I love that team he had.
Yeah,
really do.
They were a good.
They had Diego Milito up front, and he was so underrated because he basically scored very important goals that season. And then, like, his career kind of fizzled out. And it was almost like everybody forgot about him.
Yeah.
And I never did. And I used to love Diego Milito because they had the likes of Samuel Eto'o as well. Fantastic team.
I don't know whether you can remember it. I can remember it, though, was when they played Barcelona.
Yes.
And he ran on the pitch because they were giving him so much stick when because he got a result there, didn't he? To go through the next round. And he was on the pitch going over to the Barcelona fans, dancing and all that. And they didn't like him at all.
No, hilarious because he was assistant manager there.
Yeah.
And
then he went to Real Madrid.
And then he goes to Real Madrid. Jose don't care though, does he? He absolutely loves it. So our Champions League group then is Liverpool, Monaco, and Braga.
You'd be disappointed if you didn't go for it.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's going to be tricky to top the group though with Liverpool in our group, unfortunately. Which means they didn't win the Premier League the first season because they're not coming in as the first seed.
No.
So Man City probably won it. Maybe Arsenal occasionally do it as well. But there we go. So Barcelona Champions League holders. We're joining with Liverpool in our group. Okay, let's simulate the second season, see how we do. Second season, and we've won the title without having to play the bollocks of the playoffs. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah, by a point to Lazio, who lost the last game of the season.
That cost them the league.
And that cost them the league. Yeah, so if we take a look at past positions here, Lazio were top. Well, actually, it says it there that they weren't. It says that we were top, but that obviously did cost them.
Yeah,
they were on the same points as us. And then we were obviously top on goal difference going into the last game of the season. We dropped points. All they needed to do was win it.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They lose. So I'm actually curious, who was their last game that they actually lost against? Sampdoria as well, who finished 17th.
Yeah.
And they weren't even playing to save themselves either.
No, so it was just
they were already
finished
safe.
game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just really bad result for Lazio.
Let's get the game out of the way and get on holiday.
That's unfortunate. Because we drew against Juve, so we had a difficult game.
Yeah.
We drew against Juve, who didn't have much to play for, but it's still against Juve. They would have been more than happy to cost us winning the league.
Much of it. Oh, they would have loved that, wouldn't they?
Exactly. Now, Lautaro Martinez has scored 36 goals for us this season. Our goal difference, by the way, is huge.
Yeah.
64. So we've done really well there. Our average rating's high. Assists for Çalhanoğlu's at 19. Lautaro Martinez has got 11. But we don't have the most clean sheets. We must just be outscoring people again.
Yeah.
Despite losing Lukaku, we must be outscoring people. Let's take a look at the other competitions then. Have we won that Coppa Italia? No, semi-final again. And in the Champions League. Semi-final of the Champions League against PSG. What a semi-final that is.
So we qualified with Liverpool then.
Yeah. Apologies, by the way, to everybody who left a comment in the last video, the Newcastle one, saying, how did you not see that Barcelona beat Liverpool 9-0 at Anfield?
We both missed it.
Yeah, we're too busy looking at other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thank you very much, everybody who told me, or 98 of you who told me.
Liverpool went on and won.
Liverpool went on and won it against PSG in the final. Fair play. Okay, not bad. What about the Coppa Italia then? Fiorentina got to the final. They lost to Lazio. They got smashed. So Lazio did win something.
Yeah.
They just didn't win the one that we were involved in.
Didn't win the big one, did they?
No, that's back-to-back as well for them, which is quite impressive. Churro Mobile doing bits. We still had the top scorer there of Gomez. So is he scoring a lot in the league as well? Lautaro Martinez got 49 goals in total, 29 from Maxi Gomez, which is about 30 less than what Lukaku has given us.
Yeah.
However, Çalhanoğlu's still getting a lot of assists.
I mean, you've got 3 players there, you've got 100 goals.
Yeah.
So
and Dzeko's even chipping in.
And Dzeko's coming again with another load in here.
Yeah.
So you can't moan with that strike force, can you?
What a guy to come off the bench. He's 38 now.
Brilliant.
And he is out of contract. So he will be leaving the club. In fact, he played this season out of contract. We just paying him month to month the same amount, which is weird that happens automatically. But there we go. Assist-wise, Çalhanoğlu, Gomez got 15. Loads of players got assists in the 10s, which is very impressive indeed.
Yeah.
And the money-wise, we've got about £90 million, which is slightly better.
Yeah.
Slightly better than previous. Okay, we'll go forward. 3rd season. Who do we bring in? Now, I don't usually check this, but because of Lukaku's goals, I thought I would.
Yeah.
He won the Ballon d'Or, and Martinez came second, which I was quite surprised with.
That's good.
That is quite impressive there. So, fair enough. I mean, I'm not surprised with Lukaku winning it because the amount of goals he got.
Should have done, shouldn't he?
But Lautaro Martinez getting 2nd place.
Not right after that happens, is it?
Not
2
at
players,
all.
1 team.
No. Okay, let's take a look then. How much money did we spend? Well, you might have, eagle-eyed viewers might have seen who I'd already put an offer in. That was for Milankovic. We brought him in. He's a very good centre midfielder who can also play on the right-hand side too. We got him from Fiorentina, so we're kind of weakening other teams around us as well, which is a good idea, I think. But he's very aggressive. He's really tall. He's good at the back, and he can pass the ball as well. It's kind of the centre-back that we're kind of looking for. And again, we've eventually got to start replacing the 3 at the back that are at the 3 at the back other than Bastoni. Our right back though, Dumfries, he is good, don't get me wrong, but Pedro Porro's better. Pedro Porro is, I think, world class on this game. He's really good in real life too. He moved to PSG, who have Hakimi, remember, for £36 million and only played
7 games.
4 games in total. 7 games in total.
Yeah.
So amazing, really.
Yeah, and he scored 2 goals out of that 7 games.
Yeah. And they just never really used him. 7 games in the league, 9 overall. And then we signed him for £41 million. So they still made a profit on him, which is phenomenal, really. And we've started playing him, and he is going to be our starting right back, and so he should be. He is class. So, there's no other signings, I don't think. No. Did we sell anybody? We did not indeed. Tactically, is there any need to change it? No. We've won the league back-to-back. Let's take a look at the schedule then. Okay.
Perfect greens again. 2
games that we have started off the season with. Napoli, 4-0 win. Boom. Nice. Great. And then 2nd in the league last year, Lazio, we managed to defeat them 3-1.
Our last friendly, you don't have a friendly against.
That's never a friendly, is it? Like, who is booking the friendlies? I want to know, because they are stupid. We're not even going on tour. Yeah. Usually, you always get an option at the start to say, "Oh, I want to go to Singapore," and then you play all of these clubs. And there is neutral ground there, so maybe we have gone on some kind of tour and played the likes of Sassuolo and Torino. But why are we playing Milan the game before?
In first league game.
Yeah, and that's only 7 days. Yeah. You be kicking the crap out of each other and injuring for the start of the season, wouldn't you? It didn't work for them.
Another quick fact about Inter Milan.
Okay.
What are they the only team in the Serie A known for?
I don't know.
They've never been relegated from the top league.
Oh, really? So even AC Milan have been?
Yeah, every team's been relegated except for Inter
Milan. Inter Milan, wow. Well, obviously I knew Juve had been because of their money problems and being forced to go down.
The only team in
that is
Serie A never to be relegated.
No, that is very good.
Yeah.
I must say, by the way, I'm wearing the Inter Milan shirt with Lautaro Martinez on the back.
I mean, we have spoken about the kit before, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we both said this is a kit that we both like. I used to play for Team Wessex Rangers in my local league with that kit, and it was my favourite kit I ever played in. And you had that shirt for
Yeah. And it's the reason why when we do our replica shirts, I go for the blue and black stripes.
Yeah.
Because Inter Milan shirts have always been my favourite shirts. All the way back from like when they had the big Pirelli.
Yeah.
And it was R9 on the back and stuff like that. They've always been my favourite. Although I have had AC Milan shirts, that's just because of the players that I've enjoyed. Although I do like the Milan kits. Especially this year, I think their kit's quite nice this year actually. Compared to like ones that they've had previously, I don't mind that kit. I'm still unsure on Inter Milan's kit this year.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit... and last year's one I didn't like. That really snake effect.
Yeah.
Not sure about that. This one I think's better, but I don't know.
Have they had that kit ever from your dot?
Well, I was hoping you'd tell me.
I do know.
Okay, let me know.
They did start off with that kit.
Yeah,
that's the original kit. I think it was in the 1920s.
I guess because they pulled away from AC Milan, they were like, so what's the opposite of blue and red?
So, I think it's in the 1920s. They there was another Milan team that they merged with.
Okay.
And they did change their name, and I wasn't sure what the name of the team was, but they changed the kit to white with a red cross on it.
Which is what they have quite often as their away shirt.
Kit, and that's where the away shirt comes from, yeah.
Right.
They only kept the kit for, I think, around 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
And then under a lot of pressure from the fans and people like that, they went back to the original kit again. The board of directors sort of said, no, we've got to change back. The fans, they want the blue and black.
Yeah,
so
which I love. Yeah.
They stick to the original kit that they started with.
Very iconic kit.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Okay, so our Champions League qualification, obviously we now go into the new standard of Champions League. These are the games that we're going to be playing. Fenerbahce, Arsenal, PSG and City, Celtic, Bodo Glimt, Leipzig, and then Copenhagen.
I mean, at this present moment, the two top 8 British sides, isn't it? Arsenal and Man City.
Arsenal and City,
They're not easy games, are they?
No, and Arsenal are quite good on this game as well. And then, of course, we've got to play PSG. So that's 3 difficult ones, and they're all in the same month. We're just very lucky that the league games around that, we're playing against the dross of Serie A.
We could afford to rest a few players,
yeah.
couldn't we?
No offence to if you're supporting these 3 teams, but there are so many good teams in Serie A that those are kind of the bottom half. So yeah, it is going to be really tricky. And even like December, that's a hell of a month.
Yeah.
Sampdoria can always be difficult, but Juve, Milan, Leipzig, Fiorentina, Atalanta.
You're talking about the top 5-6 teams there, really, aren't you?
Yeah, around us. Yeah, you won't be far off. If you look at the league table at the end, them and Lazio. That's probably your end 6 clubs there at the top, and Napoli maybe. Right, okay then, let's simulate this. Actually, what I do want to show you is if we go on to tactics and go on to best 11, you can kind of see what the assistant is picking at this point still. So he's still looking at Dumfries as a backup or as a starter. For Pedro Porro, centre back wise is Eric Garcia, Skriniar and Bastoni. So Milenkovic doesn't come in and replace somebody yet, but he's hell of an option if we need him. But it's still that midfield 3. So we're still looking at that midfield 3 as our go-to. And I'm not surprised considering how well we've dominated with the likes of Çalhanoğlu getting that many assists.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go and simulate this 3rd season. 3rd season, and we have dropped off the pace.
Ooh.
And it's Roma who are now champions and look like they've been dominating as well.
Is Jose Mourinho there?
Is he still the manager? No. It's De Rossi. Wow. Roma legend.
What a player.
I love De Rossi.
Oh, yeah.
I still find it like astonishing that players like De Rossi and Totti just stayed with the clubs. I admire it, don't get me wrong, but you just think they never really won anything with Roma other than that 1 league title. What would have happened if they did? What would have happened? Like whether they had come to the Premier League, what would they have been like? Roma's kit, by the way, big fan. When we talked about kits earlier, big fan of that new kit this season. Phenomenal kit, but fantastic club. Roma, they've got really good players and they've pipped us to their 2nd ever league title there. Fair play.
Yeah.
Our goal scorers though, 42 and 40 at the top of the league.
Happy with that.
Yeah, but we're still not winning the league with it. That's the trouble. We lost 5 games until one of them was Roma. 9-2. We lost 9-2.
That's an hammering, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what won them the league as well. If you think about it. That one game, we lost against them both games as well, home and away.
That's what cost us the league, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think like if you were to just look at these statistics without looking at the league, you'd have thought we had walked it.
Yeah.
We had the most goals, the 2 highest average rating, 3 of the most highest assists, 2 highest man of the matches. We're just not there with clean sheets. But goal scoring wise, we look like we dominated. Okay, maybe we want something else then. Let's take a look at the competitions. No. Round of 16 by Juve and the semi-final by Bologna. So we are way off the treble.
Yeah.
Way off the Mourinho treble here. So round of 16, we are knocked out by Juve.
I mean, that's bad luck to go through and then pull another Italian side, isn't it?
We finished as the secondary team, I believe, as well. So we had to play the knockout playoff. Oh, wow. We knocked out United. So this is going to be, I think, in rebuilds now, we're going to see once you get to that 3rd season, it's going to be so much harder to win the Champions League now.
Definitely, yeah.
Because you have probably an extra round to go through because you might not ever finish in that top
the teams that we had to play, if you go back that chart then, they were nearly all there.
Yeah,
Better than next round. I mean, Celtic was even there still.
Yeah, Celtic, because they're in the top. They finished 22nd, so they're in the second lot of 16. So there's going to be a lot of those clubs there. PSG, obviously, they were finished there, but we had play Arsenal and Manchester City. Manchester City was at the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, very difficult. Who won it in the end? Because I feel like this is going to be like PSG. PSG beat Liverpool. I feel like it's going to be a hell of a triumph to actually win the Champions League from now on.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's 3 different winners so far. Right, okay, what is the transfer budget like? 107 next season. That's a good amount, yeah. We're losing De Vrij. He's going to Ajax, who's moving back to the Netherlands. And we're losing Dumfries as well. He's going to Atletico Madrid. And still in his prime, so it's disappointing to lose him, to be honest. 51 goals from Martinez, 45 from Maximiliano Gomez. That's a better amount, isn't it? Just short of the 100 that we were seeking a couple of seasons ago. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu still getting above 24 for his assists. We got the likes of Satriano coming back and getting involved now that Edin Dzeko has left the club as our backup striker. Good young Uruguayan strikers. We've got 2 Uruguayan strikers now.
Yeah.
And we've also got DeMarco there, 15 assists. That's quite good, as well as Pedro Porro getting 16 assists. Nice. Okay, let's go forward to the next season. Right, now we have spent £164 million. Huge amount. We did have a little bit of money there, but we sold Lautaro Martinez. 70 million. He was in the last year of his contract and would not sign an extension. So it's either 70 million now or keep him for a season and lose him for free.
You got to take it,
You got to take it. When PSG come in for £70 million, Champions League winners, and they add Lautaro Martinez to their ranks.
Scored 3 goals in 4 games.
Exactly. So to replace him, I brought in Evanilson. But this is where things get a little bit complicated, because there are rules in Italy where you can only sign a certain amount of non-EU players. Now, Martinez counts as that. So you have to sell one to bring in one.
Yeah.
But I accidentally confirmed 2 non-EU players on the same day, and Evanilson was the second one, which means he cannot be registered. So he is unregistered at the start of the season. I have worked a way around it so that I'm hoping when we're simulating, he gets registered in January, but we'll get to that part next.
Right.
So we signed Evanilson, £47 million from PSG. So he is joined. He is good, but he's a little bit younger than Martinez.
We could be out of the league title before January, couldn't you?
That's the only downside, because we might be struggling now. We have also signed Jurrien Timber from Ajax, who world-class centre-back, right-back, and centre defensive midfielder. I think that's a quality signing bringing him in, because he is going to be doing all of the jobs really, really well. He's one of the best players on the game after a few years. And Enzo Fernandez is another one who is a world-class midfielder, really good at what he does. Again, because we've got the likes of Çalhanoğlu, who is slightly older. This guy basically replaced Çalhanoğlu in my eyes as that centre midfield who can bomb forward.
Yeah.
Çalhanoğlu's 33, I think, now.
We're building a nice little squad then, aren't we?
Exactly. For the Patreon members, remember, £5 tier, you can have the save game file at the end of this 5-year rebuild, and Dan's going to set you a task to carry on wherever we are laying. And that's thank you to everybody, by the way, who's on the Patreon who helps me out. £5, you get all of the save game files previously and all the ones that come up in the future of this month.
Starting to get a few comments of people saying that they're doing it now. It's quite good. So keep letting us know what you're doing and how you're getting on. Sort of.
Absolutely. So the way around it is I am selling a goalkeeper who is going to be leaving on the outs, Gabriel Brazil. But the trouble is he doesn't leave until January, because I sold it, because you have to sell the non-EU players outside of Italy.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part.
Oh, right.
So I accepted the Brazilian offer, thought, oh, thank God for that. And then it was like, transfer doesn't go through to January. It's like, So we're selling this guy back to Brazil to register Evanilson, but it can't happen yet. It has to be in January when that can happen. And obviously we're simulating, so we don't even know whether it definitely will happen. We just got a finger crossed that it does. Tactics, no point in changing it.
Nope.
2 years winning the league, just missing out on winning the league the second season. I think that's the only problem with the tactic is in the league it's good, but it's in Europe that we're struggling. Yeah. And I think that's very much what happens with this tactic in real life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
These Italian clubs are playing against each other, winning the league, but then when they come up against
Conte for Spurs is a prime example as well, isn't it? He's struggling in the Premier League with it as well. Me personally, and I've said it to you so many times, we're a very strong side going forward, but we just cannot defend. And he keeps playing this tactic that he's playing, that we just sit back, let you come to us, and then we beat you on the counter. It works now and again, but in the Premier League, you get caught for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, in the Champions League, we're getting caught for it there, aren't we?
I don't think your defence helps that, though.
Not when you've got Dyer.
Not with Eric Dyer. That's poor. Okay, let's take a look at the schedule then. We have lost the game for the first time, I think, at the start of one of the seasons. But we did beat Juve 4-0, and you think, that's going to be a great start. Iliev, who is a youngster that's come through.
The first game of the season beating Juve, wasn't it? 4-0.
A 21-year-old Bulgarian who is at the start of the game. We've just signed 450k in real life, and then he has finally come through, and he's actually scored in that game there with Maximiliano Gomez. Both got himself a brace. But then we go and lose to Bologna. Enzo Fernandez getting 2, and Pedro Porro get himself sent off.
That's cost us really.
Which cost us, because they scored 2 goals after.
Yeah.
So that's disappointing. The Champions League games that we're playing: Club Brugge, Barcelona, Atletico, AZ Alkmaar, Arsenal, City again, PSV, and Hoffenheim.
We should go for it. If we went through the last time, we had a lot harder draw than that.
Yeah, I get, so somebody wrote a comment as to why they're doing it. They're doing it so that more big clubs play against other big clubs more often.
Yeah.
I get that, because if you look at how many times we're playing against the big teams now, it is going to make things more exciting.
I mean,
it's just going to be a case of getting used to it.
I'm going to really enjoy it, because I do love it when it's the big European nights. I do like the football then, and seeing what we can do against, I'm not saying that we as in Tottenham or as the Premier League teams, because when it comes to the European evenings, I'm a British supporter of any team in there, and I like to see what our British teams can do against the Spaniards, the Italians, the French, and just see what level, because we think we are the best. Real Madrid keeps winning the Champions League, doesn't it?
So I mean, after reading some of your comments, I'm actually going to hold my hands up and say I don't hate it as much as what I did last week. Because now I've had a think about it, and I've listened to a couple of your comments. Imagine that, the comment section being right. But that's never happens.
So that's what we like about this program, isn't it? We getting comments back from you guys, and it's educating us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day's a school day, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So the fact that we're playing against all of these big teams, I don't mind it, because usually you get drawn against a big team, you have to play them twice.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you got a group of death or whatever. In this way, you play against more of them.
Yeah.
But it's only once, and I actually quite like it. So, because you could go years without playing against a certain team and just always avoiding them. So I don't remember the last time United played against Real Madrid. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. But
Liverpool playing all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So that might happen more often now. So I'm excited for that, definitely. So that's something to look forward to, I guess, in a way. So I mean, we'll find out, I guess. Let's simulate this 4th season.
Just before we go, just click on the Chelsea and see if Lukaku is still there.
Oh yeah, of course. So we see if he is being used or not. So Graham Potter's still there. Fair play. Usually he gets sacked immediately. So this is actually quite a good occasion here. Lukaku is still there. He is injured though. Only just. They've also got Churumobile. They signed Churumobile and Barbosa and Gonzalo Ramos. They have got an abundance of strikers. They got the opposite of what they have right now, which is no strikers. So he is still there, and he's scored 15 goals last season, 16 the season before. Nowhere near the 41 he got for us, though.
At least he's scoring. Anyway.
He is scoring with Potterable instead. Okay, now we can simulate the 4th season. Fourth season, we're back on top by a mile as well. 10 points above Milan. That's what we like to see.
It's business now.
Oh yeah, that is definitely what we like to see. Okay, good. 92 points, only losing 4 games in the season. We did lose to Milan away from home. Away, it's the same stadium.
Yeah.
But it's Udinese. Have we moved to stadium yet? No, it's still under this umbrella, because it's not confirmed in real life. They haven't done it, which I respect. So that's fair enough. Okay, what about other competitions then? We need a cup at least. Oh, it's a semi-final again. We cannot get past the semi.
Look who it is.
Yeah. Can't get past the semi. Italian
we beat
Cup.
them in the Champions League in 1964. They've won it 2 years in a row, 1964 and 65.
Yeah.
And we beat Milan in the final in 1964, the first time they won the Champions League.
What, AC Milan we beat in the final?
No, Inter Milan beat. Oh. No, sorry, Real Madrid. Sorry,
I was going to say, yeah.
Sorry, Real Madrid.
Yeah, did they go on and win it? So it was City and Liverpool was the other side.
They beat Liverpool, didn't they?
Beat Liverpool in the final. No, they lost on penalties. Oh, that's a very tight, very very tight. Did we have to play the knockout? So we did.
West Ham.
We played West Ham in the knockout phase.
Get on hammers.
So we finished in 14th there. Milan finished in 13th. But look at the top lot, Liverpool, Real Madrid. I genuinely think it is because we're playing this tactic and we can't defend very well against the elite. We drew against City and Club Brugge. We lost to PSV and that cost us. Yeah. We beat PSV, we go through as the first qualifying group. So we didn't. We had to play West Ham. We still go through anyway. Then we played Bayern Munich. So that's then just the luck of the draw, isn't
Another team that we beat in the Champions League final.
We did beat in the Champions League final. Yeah. I remember that one. That was 2010 one, right?
Yeah.
So we beat them in the round of 16. We then played Barcelona in the quarterfinal. So we're playing all the greats.
Yeah.
Because you're like Wolfsburg going through against Real Madrid there. Okay, fair enough. What about the squad then? Who's scoring the goals? 37 for Maximiliano Gomez. Satriano, who filled in before Ivan Nilsson could join, he got 28 in 32. So fair play. As a backup, he's done all right. But then Ivan Nilsson came along, we registered him, and he got 23 and 27.
We had a good push at the end of the season.
We did.
And we won the league.
We still won the league, so that's fantastic. It didn't cost us the league.
The biggest thing that's annoying me is we haven't won the cup.
Yeah, I know. We're not even getting into the final. Not even getting to the final. Enzo Fernandez getting 17 goals from centre midfield. Really good. He's not getting the same amount of assists as Çalhanoğlu, but Çalhanoğlu is still getting those assists despite coming off the bench quite a lot. The guy's a machine. So really, really strong performance. Transfers, we got £100 million for the next season. We're losing Brozovic. I tried to keep him. He didn't want to stay. He's going to Barcelona.
At the end of the day, though, he's 33, so
last paycheck.
We can get a that's what you do. We get
last paycheck. Yeah, we can't offer what Barcelona are going to pay when they pull another lever, whatever they do to somehow gain more money. Oh, I did see something about Manchester City, and it was a TikTok video, so trust it as much whatever you would.
Yeah.
But they announced that they brought in bigger revenue than Man United in the last year, and everybody just thought, oh, okay, fair enough. They've become really big. The company that gave them all the money is a company that's so small that they have like 50 followers on Twitter and was owned by the owners of Man City. So it's like, I wonder how that happened. How did that happen?
That's how they get the money in at the back door,
exactly. Isn't it? So whether that will ever get looked into, I don't know. But the guy had quite a lot of proof on the TikTok that this company was just a Twitter page with like 50 followers. It was crazy. Okay, let's go forward to the 5th season before we get shut down. Right, let's take a look then at the transfers that we have brought in using that money, because we have spent £96 million of it, so we have spent quite a lot. 2 midfielders, Davide, because it's Italian, Fratesi from Atalanta. He does look world class. He's developed really well, a lot of 15s. Kind of a really good box-to-box midfielder. I think this guy's going to be like Barella's replacement, if I'm honest.
Just coming into his prime as well.
Just coming into it, yeah. £45 million. He's played quite a few seasons for Atalanta, but he's at the point now where he needs to move to the next big club. He went Sassuolo, Atalanta, in Milan, the champions. But we've also brought in Zaniolo, who is, honestly, I rate him so highly. Again, he's quite young, only 27 in his prime. From Roma, but he used to play for Inter Milan at one point as well. They signed him from Fiorentina, who signed him from Intella, then into Milan, then to Roma. Yeah, we made a profit on him, and then we signed for £29 million later on.
Playing up front, isn't it?
Yeah, he's really good. He's solid at that. He does have a few like mental attributes that I'm a little bit worried about, but other than that, I think he is good. So he is another addition that we can bring in as an attacking threat. And then we have Diego Coppola, who is a centre-back, yet again, 22 years of age, for the next generation, which is probably going to be you guys, because I very much doubt he'll be starting many games for us. But if he does progress, he has the potential here, you can see, to be a leading Serie A player. So for you Patreon members, this could be your guy in the future. £21 million, we signed him after Torino had quite a good season with him, to be honest. So there we go. Tactics, again, we have changed it slightly.
I'm going to say, I'm surprised if you hadn't changed it after talking about how we're struggling in Europe.
Exactly. So my reasoning for it was that, but in all honesty, making that change kind of negates. It was defensive wingers, so they literally sat there into complete wing backs on attack, which I don't know whether in the match engine it means they'll sit back and their starting position will be deeper. I don't really know. The other thing I've changed as well is the ball playing defender from defend. I've made it as a cover, so he's kind of the ones where if the ball's played over the top, he'll drop even further, and stuff like that.
Van Dijk does that for Liverpool, doesn't he?
Yeah,
you watch
definitely.
Him do it, he always does it.
Acts as like a kind of a sweeper, which obviously the Italians used to love back in the day.
Well, to me, they were the ones that designed them against sweeper role.
Yeah, absolutely. With like the Baresi and players like that. And then other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same. Maybe I've tweaked something in the tactics there. But for all you Patreon members who want to try the first tactic, it is there. So when you get the save game file, you also get the 2 tactics. And you can see, I don't even like save them. So I might have to actually save these because they were quite good. Now, let's take a look at the schedule then. Actually, what I do want to do before that is just show you, using this, our final season, what is our best 11. It looks like this. So Sivald has come into the lineup. Barella, Enzo Fernandez. We've got Gomez Evangelson at top, as we expected. DeMarco and Porro, Skriniar, Timber, Bastoni, with Onana in the goal. We've got so many good players on the bench as well. Ridiculous amount of talent on the bench, and I think that's what I really need to focus on, because at the start of the rebuild, we started to lose a lot of players, which meant we didn't have a very good bench. So that's kind of what I've done over the 5 years, is build up a really good squad and not just the first 11. Schedule-wise then, 8-0 in our first game. Great start. Can't go wrong with that against Monza. They're called Brianza on this. It's a name thing again. 8-0. That is a hat-trick for both Gomez and Evangelson.
Good start of the season,
Very good. Getting your 2 strikers to have both hat-tricks.
Who had the ball?
Yeah, exactly.
It's my ball.
It's my ball. Verona, also a 3-0 win away from home. And then the Champions League games.
Here we go.
City, Chelsea, Shakhtar, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, St. Gallen and Leipzig. Yeah.
2 top British sides. 2 good
Real
Spanish
Madrid.
sides.
Yeah. We'll see. What's your expectation this final year?
I'll be disappointed if we don't win the league.
Yeah.
I'll be well disappointed if we don't win a cup.
We need a Coppa Italia, don't we, at least?
I mean, it'd be interesting to see the tactics, how they change for our Champions League. Like you say, it's going to be the hardest thing to win from now on. So we're trying to get used to it as well. But disappointed we don't do the double.
Yeah.
Really disappointed.
I'm thinking exactly the same.
We've got a good squad.
Yeah. We're going for the treble, but we haven't had a double yet.
No.
And I think that's what we need. No. Okay, let's simulate this 5th and final season. Final season, and we have won the league with our highest points tally yet.
We just won it.
Demolished it. 18 points. 18 points, 102 points in total.
How many goals we scored as well?
116 goals. We only lost 2 games. One was against AC Milan and the other against Sassuolo, where we just could not score. Oh yeah, but I mean, I'd rather do that and then win the league by. I mean, we actually might have played them. We did. So we won the league and then we played them, I think. So it was
we would have been resting players then.
Yeah, we probably were. For a Champions League final, maybe. Let's take a look. Competitions. No, we did win the Coppa Italia though. We've got a double. We've got a double, which is against Milan as well. Yours. Unlucky. So we did win the Coppa Italia, and it was Nicolas Sivald who got the winner in the 86th minute.
Oh dear, what a shame.
Absolutely fantastic. So that's good. We also won the Super Cup, which I think they might take a little bit more seriously in Italy, especially when it's against AC Milan. So we've done them twice there and then won the league.
In Italy, so that's good, isn't it, really?
So that's really good. We didn't really take much notice in this.
So 2 top teams played in everything, really.
Yeah, pretty much. The Champions League then, quarterfinals, and Real Madrid again. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Did we have to play the knockout playoff? We did. We beat Napoli. So it was another Italian team there. So I wonder whether that's actually going to be a thing when that actually comes around, whether you can play clubs from the same nation. Because I know you can't from the Champions League groups into the next round, can you?
No.
You can only meet somebody from your nation quarterfinals.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously this is just the playoff to get into it, and we're playing against Napoli.
Tell you what I was pleased to see in there is Spurs, though.
Spurs on penalty against Benfica.
Benfica is the only other team, the third team that we've won our Champions League in.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
So we've named the 3 teams now.
Yeah. Round of 16. We beat Milan again.
We beat them at
Oh,
everything.
they hate us.
Oh, what a bad season
They
for
were
them.
nothing, and they always were runners-up or knocked out because of us. That is great. And then, obviously, that's where we were knocked out, Real Madrid 4-2. We won the first leg 2-1.
Talking about Milan as well, AC Milan, that's who Spurs have got in the next round of the Champions League.
It is. How do you think you're going to do? Somebody asked me me about this, actually.
That's what reminded me of it,
Yeah.
really. I think it's a good draw, and I think we've just got to sort a couple of little things out. And I'm praying that we got Song back. I've heard today that Song's going to the World Cup, so he'll be playing.
He should be playing in that game.
Hopefully he doesn't get himself too injured, or something like that again. We need Song. We're not so good as without him. It just goes to show a couple of games.
You're not very good with him.
No.
Am I right?
Oh, well, come on. I think personally we'll do them. I think Cantona would do it. He'll come up with a plan to beat them.
I mean, he obviously don't like AC Milan that much now that he's previous.
But the thing is, Italian teams play the same way as what Spurs do, don't they?
Yeah.
And if you let Spurs come forward at you, we'll do you.
Yeah.
It's when you don't let us come forward.
We'll see. We'll see.
You hear it first time from me. We will win that game.
We'll see. Speaking of winning, Liverpool beat Real Madrid in the final. It's those two again.
Yeah.
Liverpool got back-to-back now. They won 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah, good.
They've done a hell of a well. They're really strong in Europe. Lukaku is at Real Madrid.
Ooh.
Well. How the tables have turned.
Did he play in the final then?
He must have done, because he's starting and he had the top scorer. So he did start, but he only had a 6.3. Rodrigo got the goal, Salah, and they got Jude Bellingham as well. And Jimenez scored in the 69th minute, which turned out to be the winner. So final thing that we're going to take a look at is the goals. And Evanilson got 45. Maximiliano Gomez got 34. Satriano come off the bench quite a lot and got 19, which is great. Barella got 14 assists, which is high, but the most assists come from Pedro Porro at right wing back, who got 25. So he's probably taken over Çalhanoğlu as the corner taker now, because it looks like Çalhanoğlu is kind of being phased out, and he is leaving the club by the looks of it. Maybe he's not 2028, so he's got 1 year left. So you guys and the Patreon members have £64 million to try and upgrade this team. But Dad, finally, we've got your target, but also people who go to the San Siro. What is the food like?
What's the pasta
Let
like?
us know. Can you get drinks there? What's the story with the San Siro? What's it like? And final, Dad, what is the target?
I want to give you an hour target because we've won the league, we've won the cup. So see if you can do better than us. At least get to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
That's the target. I'm saying, if you get there, please win it.
Yeah.
But try and get to the final. I'm not too worried about winning the league. We've done it 4 times out of 5.
Yeah.
We won the cup once, so we're great if we win the cup. But get to the final of the Champions League. That's your one and only challenge from me.
I agree. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Make sure you keep suggesting teams down in the comments. We're not going to go too obscure too early. We're going to stick with the big clubs for now and find stories later on.
I'll tell you what I do like
line.
was coming through some of the comments you're giving as well. You're not just asking us to do a team, you're explaining why you would like us to do the team as well. They were great a few years ago, they're having a few money problems, they're struggling now. And it just helps us really to sort of pick a team, really.
Pick a story. That's what I like. I prefer picking a story than picking a team. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next Monday for another one. Thank you to all the Patreon members. Patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming Gaming on the £5 tier. If you want the save game file, it'll be on there right now. And make sure you check out Raid Shadow Legends in the description. It'll be at the top there. Download it and support the channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.